College Trimpets fan, take two. Going live on YouTube. Streaming live on YouTube. At Golden Corral on Millerville and Baton Rouge. See, there's this group, senior financial group, that's having a Golden Corral buffet, so, and you learn about Medicare, and there's going to be a speaker. Oh look, they have chopped eggs, bacon bits. They have mushrooms, but they're raw mushrooms. Croutons, raw carrots, green olives. This is all for salad. Deviled eggs. So like you can get a free lunch if you learn about Medicare. But I don't think it starts till 12:15. They have raisins here, nuts. Corn on the cob. Cucumbers. Macaroni salad, chicken salad, egg salad. Chickpea salad, pineapple, coleslaw. I don't like coleslaw. Cucumber, tomato, and onion salad, applesauce, strawberries, margarine, sour cream, cheddar cheese. Oh, I guess those are like baked potato toppings. Here's baked potatoes and baked sweet potatoes. They have lamb chowder, broccoli and cheese soup. The okra and tomato stew looks like it's almost gone. Timberline chili, white rice, kidney beans, cornbread, Brussels sprouts. Yup, I need Brussels sprouts. Steamed broccoli, cheese sauce, cauliflower, Mexican rice, taco meat. There's actually a taco shell, so you can have tacos here. Fish, carrots. I guess this is pretty functional pot roast. Sweet potato casserole. Barbecue pork ribs. Sweet cheese potato legs. Grilled teriyaki chicken. Lemons. Potatoes, macaroni and cheese. There isn't much left. So Southern style black-eyed peas.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Chicken and rice. Onion rings. Gravy. Yeah, gravy casserole. Cheeseburgers. Baked beans. Chicken. Livers. Chicken leg. Barbecue chicken. Rice. Urban sweet chicken. Pizza, although there isn't much left. Noodles. Cucumbers. Hush puppies. Fried okra. Popcorn shrimp. Fried fish. French fries. Muffins. This must be spinach or collard greens. Fried chicken. Whipped corn. Carrots. Meatloaf. Mashed potatoes. Gravy. Green beans. Potatoes and onions. Dessert section. Ooh, banana pudding. Fudge. Cakes. Pies. Pecan pie. Carrot cake. Apple pie. Cotton candy. Bread pudding, apple cobbler, gummy bears, cherries, nuts, slushy machine, hot fudge, hot caramel sauce. This cake looks good here.
What? Who are you working for? Okay, to break my brother who got 26,000 already. Been not with that right. So he's out the weekend.
How do you check into the senior thing, learn about Medicare?
They're in that room down there.
Oh, so I can just start taking the food?
You gotta go in that room first. I think you have to check in.
Oh, okay. 'Cause, yeah, you get a free lunch. Is a drink included with the lunch? I'll take a plate, start serving my buffet.
Yeah, Troy, like I told Joe, we got some special people working.
Put some broccoli. about Medicare, or is that in that room? I gotta
Maybe
go
try
check.
that room.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Where are they?
She's speaking to someone.
Okay, I'll just give her something when she comes in.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm on Medicare because of my disability, even though normally you don't get on it till you're 65. How do I check in?
Talk to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's registered, just give her a packet, yeah.
I register online. Do I need to
I'll
check
talk to you
in
then,
here?
phone.
You have to eat afterwards, okay?
Oh, so I'm not supposed to get my food.
Yeah, we have to do afterwards.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I guess I'll just put my food out here so I'm not tempted to touch it. After the speaker's
With
over.
Medicare, there's so many rules that we have to follow.
Well, probably because it'd be rude to be eating during the speaker, and maybe you wouldn't be paying as good of attention, you know?
Can we get some tea?
Yes, we'll have our waitress come
What?
in and get you something to drink.
I'll talk to her.
Yes, our waitress will come in and get your drinks.
Yeah. They got some kind of board here for the month of October.
You want the same or sweet tea? All right.
Another service I to you.
You the speaker?
I'm afraid I am.
Why are you afraid you're the speaker? You'd probably be good at
I'm
it.
scared to talk to people. No, I'll be good.
What time is it now? Thought it starts at 12:15.
12:07.
Oh, okay.
How you folks today?
When do we start eating? Like at 1? Because I called transportation to get me at 1.
We can't start eating till 1.
Oh, okay.
How are you folks today? Fine as frogs, sir. Yes, sir. Good. Pretty fine, isn't it? Real fine.
I had your paperwork right there, ma'am. I had your paperwork right there at that corner.
Oh, okay. Do I need to sign it?
There's this to fill out, and then there's this to fill out by your consent.
Oh.
And then there's some information.
What, do I need to turn it in today?
Yes, you'll have to turn that in today.
Okay.
How are you?
forks anywhere. Where are the forks? I can't find a fork anywhere. Why they don't have forks around
Oh, okay.
I think this is tuna salad, not chicken, or maybe it's chicken salad. I don't know.
We got some stuff in the house. I got to take it out.
Yeah, I know they're gonna be there Monday at 10:30. Hey, how are you doing?
Hey.
You're with the meeting?
Yeah.
You just gotta go. You have to go in there.
Oh, I did go in there and check in, but they said they can't eat until after the meeting's
Yeah,
over,
yeah.
and my ride's picking me up at 1.
Yeah, but they won't. Well, they won't. They can't pay for it then. So if you want them to pay for it, you have to go in there.
Oh, okay.
You want your pen?
Yes.
You want me to help you? You got it.
This is an expensive buffet, I'm telling you.
You can go in there.
That's not the one he took to homecoming.
Just filling the paper, workout. What time is it now?
12:13.
Oh, 2 minutes. It's,
I'll wait a little bit extra because there's some more folks coming.
oh, okay.
I'll wait till about 12:20 or so.
What are you drinking today? You want
Diet Coke, please.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. See where you're at.
I guess the Senior Financial Group observed a room at Golden Corral. Looks like they have a good turnout.
I got two different copies. I'm originally from here, but I'm 36 years from I'm over 36 years from government, and my organization, you have to
People are filling out Medicare paperwork in here.
I work with like 8 different states at the same time.
See, this is the paperwork I gotta fill out. I think that in order to fill it out, I gotta... See, this is Solutions for Seniors Financial Group, Gary Edwards. I think he's the speaker today. See, Medicare is the reason why I'm on Medicare, even though it's for people 65 and older, but people can be under 65 and get it if they have certain disabilities. So because I have autism, a disability, I qualify for Medicare. Okay, I don't want to show this on my YouTube video, my personal information.
He's not the one that see people think that look at wrong. I didn't tell nobody. I studied this thing for years. One thing I always have is the next person.
I turn my paperwork into you.
I just will get it at the end.
Oh, okay.
So now you gotta continue. Go back there. You can't get it because he's trying to get it.
Well, y'all, we're gonna start in about 2 minutes. We got a couple more couples coming in. We'll give them time to get seated and we'll get it off. We're gonna try to finish right about 1 o'clock. And as soon as we're finished, and I'll give you some instructions about that, you go get your meal. And eat all you want to. It's a buffet, okay?
Yeah.
So just enjoy yourself.
I really want to know what you know too.
I got you.
Just making sure. Okay.
So just a couple more minutes and we'll get started. Yeah, mine goes off in church if I'm not careful. Start the whole thing. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. You folks are probably hungry. Right?
Yeah.
I am too, okay? You can look at me and tell I don't do too many meals. You know, this is a great place to eat. We're here all the time. I've got a business partner that's not with me today. I'll tell you about him in a little bit. But that's my favorite place to go if we go to Golden Corral because we can get it cheap. I'll tell you about Chris in just a little bit. But my name's Gary Edwards. We're glad you're here. Let me start before we jump into the slides. Let me start with finding out who all's in the room. Okay, how many of you are already on Medicare? Okay, just let me get a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, all right, 10 people on Medicare. We're just taking notes so we can gauge who comes to these things. It helps us plan for the future. How many of you are about to go on Medicare in the very near future? Anybody like that? 1, 2. Okay, all right. How many of you are not on Medicare and you're nowhere close to it? You're years away from it. Anybody like that? 1, 2, okay. How many years away are you think?
2.
2 years, okay. How many years away? Several?
I'm 43.
Okay, okay. How many years away? How many?
Can I ask you a question, please?
Yes, sure.
Okay, my name is Harrison. I am on Medicare, but I own a business.
Sure.
This is what they call a car, what I do. Louisiana. They have changed what it can be 60, 62, 65, 90, 70 before you get.
That's Social Security. You're talking about Social Security, right?
It's a third check.
The what check?
It's Medicare, it's Medicare.
A Medicare check?
Yeah, you can be 70 now.
Right.
If you're 65 now, it's starting to be good, be 70 again. So, it's long enough, so man, I kind of, when I heard that,
Yeah, we might have to talk about that one-on-one, because I'm not real sure. You either have to be disabled before 65, and maybe 20 you get if you're disabled. Or you have to be turning 65.
Okay, but my son, what you mean disabled, he has a disability?
He's physically, legally disabled with the government, with the state.
Like disability, like if a person have autism, like me.
Yes, ma'am, that person be on that. We'll talk about some of those things as we go through. And let me say this about the presentation. There'll be some questions that you'll have, obviously. Rather than just raise your hand, we have to stop, start. Save them for the end. I'm going to write them down in the back of one of those pages if you want. And I'll be glad to answer those after we're through. And also, most of them are going to probably be answered in the presentation. Okay? But there may be a few that are special situations. And we will offer a one-on-one consultation that doesn't cost anything if you need help with that. Do you have a question?
I got a question, how can I get on SSI?
SSI, well, that's
I've
a,
already been denied so many times.
yeah, well, that's a different subject for today's class. I can't help you with that right now. I'm so sorry. But let's go ahead and start with the Medicare presentation. You should have, of course, a packet of information. And you'll notice my business card there. You'll see the work voucher there as well. That's going to be in the place.
Is your card?
Yes, ma'am, that's my business card with my numbers on it. You'll see a lunch voucher there. At the end of the presentation, we're all done. Just turn it in to my wife. That's how we count how many meals we're paying for. And everyone make sure we take care of everybody. You'll see a sheet about me and who I am. And then you'll see some things about Medicare. The next two, the front and back. And that's all this is for you to keep. And then that last sheet is very important, the evaluation sheet. Those have to be turned in along with your voucher in order to get the meal, okay? This is how we track who comes, and it helps us again plan for the next event that we have. And we have another event this same day, 1 week from today, in the same room on the 16th. This is our Medicare. I call it the ABCD workshop because Medicare has 4 parts. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, but not now. You can do it later. Okay? ABCD because Medicare has 4 parts. Okay, we're going to talk about all 4 parts today. This slide here just simply says that I do not work for the Social Security Department. I do not work for the federal government. I do not work for Medicare. Okay, I'm an independent financial advisor. I'm a licensed broker in this area, and so I have my own business. Okay. And this is just for educational purposes only today. One of the things that they don't allow me to do when I do this, because it's educational, is I cannot mention company names. We all know the company names that sell these different Medicare products, but I'm not allowed to talk about them or give specifics on a product because I can get in a lot of trouble. I can lose my license if I do. So don't ask me about a company name, please. I need to keep my license. But I'll be glad to answer those kind of questions afterward or in a one-on-one session later. And then we can get into very detailed specifics. Okay? Normally, Chris is with me. This is the name of my firm, Solutions for Senior Financial Group. Chris is normally with me, and he's been my buddy for a long time. We've been working together for about 15 years, and he's not able to be with us today. We both have been in this business for a long time, helping people in the field of education. We like to educate people on various retirement type topics: Medicare, Social Security, retirement planning, how to do rollovers, things that apply to seniors as you get ready to retire. That's what we do. Now, Chris, this is his wife Connie. He's got about, I think, 15 or 17 grandchildren, so he's got a big family. He has 5 kids. And then that's my wife, and she's here with me today. I'm glad she could be with me. And then our 3 daughters that we love very, very much. Now, these pictures are a little bit old of the girls, a few years old. What that means is they've changed their hair color about 15 times. That's what that means, all right? But they all still live locally close to us, and we're so glad that they do. Now, let me say a word about Chris before I hit this next slide. 2 years ago, we were sitting in our office, and we were just having a conversation. We just got back from lunch, and I think we went to Golden Corral that day. And we just kind of figured out what we're going to do the rest of the afternoon. he began to talk and he couldn't finish his sentences. He would start and couldn't finish it. And he tapped me. He said, "What's going on?" I said, "I don't know, something's not right, brother." So he said, "Well, I'm going to get my car." I said, "No, you're not going anywhere. You're not driving." I said, "We're going to call somebody." So we called his wife. She called their son, who was very close to the office where he worked. He came right up there. They took him to the emergency room. He was having mini strokes and couldn't get his words out. Well, that was on like almost a Wednesday or the week, middle of the week. They put him in the hospital. He stayed there a couple of more days, continuing to have mini strokes. I mean, like several a day. And they were probably wait about a week before they did surgery. He had 100% blockage in this carotid artery and a 97% blockage in this, and he was close to leaving this work. So they said, "We got to do surgery." So late Friday night, they did surgery. During the surgery, he had a massive stroke. And ever since then, Chris has not been able to speak. He's not been able to walk. His right arm is pretty much useless. His hands all curled up. He can say a few words, like yes, and hello, but he can't carry on a conversation with sentences. He's not able to do it. He's home now. He goes to therapy 3 times a week. He's been all over the country. He's been out to Houston for a couple of weeks for therapy. He's been to different places. And so he's been back and forth to the doctor. He goes 2 or 3 times a week now to Slidell. It is very slow. And it's been over 2 years. And he may never get that speech back. I don't know. If he could get his speech back, it would make a world, because he has trouble communicating. He's so frustrated. I go see him every couple of weeks. We sit and talk and fellowship. In fact, one of our other places that we like to eat is a restaurant called The Front Porch. And they have brisket and ribs and smoked chicken and all that. He loves that meat. So I go pick him up at the go box about once a month, take him a bunch of meat. He likes that. And I try to steal a couple of pieces myself. But seriously, this is one of his granddad was there. But if you could remember Chris Carter in your prayers, I want you to think about him. Pray the Lord to heal you and you get his speech back. Chris Carter. Yes, ma'am. That they get his speech back and be able to communicate with his family. But he's a dear friend. Well, let's talk about Medicare. There's my office location. Get back to it. I'm driving on Airline Highway. Yes, sir.
You folks with wines in the car?
Oh, okay, yes, sir. I said, Linda, already thank you for reminding me. I apologize. That's something that gets you on. That help?
I'm a team.
I meant to close those early, and I forgot. I apologize. That's much better. But this is our office. We're on the west entrance side of this building. Suite 115, right on the bottom floor, so no stairs, no elevator field. Real close to Applebee's, across the wall here on Airline, please define. Also, another office in Mississippi, in Hattiesburg, you know where that is. We've been there for a while too. And so we've got a couple of locations. I'm here in Baton Rouge most of the week, and I work at the Hattiesburg office a couple of days a week as well. So I'm back and forth some, but we make it work. And this is what we do. Chris and I both, we are experts, and we don't mind saying that. We've been doing this for 40 years. In Medicare, Social Security, retirement income planning, estate planning, even Obamacare or ACA, Affordable Care Act, annuities, IRA, 401k, this is what we do. Now, a couple of the, you want to get somewhere you can just sit and take pictures, that way you don't have to stand up every time?
Yeah.
How about that end over there? That would be perfect. A couple of these things you see here on the right, and these are our nonprofits that sponsor these events. Okay? Your Retirement Timeline and the Association of Financial Consultants. And what we do, because we're hooked up with these groups, is we just provide education. That's all we do. We're not going to say anything, we're not going to twist your own buy anything, nothing like that. It's just education about some of these various financial topics. Okay? And so just get that out of the way. We give this back to the community because, Medicare doesn't educate you about this. Social Security Department, Social Security Administration doesn't educate you about this stuff. So you got to find out on your own. And if you remember, some of you already on Medicare, when you were getting on Medicare for the first time, you probably got 1,000 phone calls and a box full of mail that tall, okay? And it's probably still happening. You're still getting phone calls. You're still getting stuff in the mail. You turn on the TV, you see Joe Namath. You You see J.J. Walker on there for Good Times, okay? He's on there as well, and they're doing these commercials, okay? About Medicare and Medicare Advantage, and we'll talk about those things. And so you got to figure it all out. And I can tell you, you're going to see in Louisiana, it's difficult to figure it out and make sure that you've made the right choice. And here's what's so important. You know, Chris, when he had his stroke, he was on Medicare. He also had a Medicare supplement. He had a drug plan. And it took care of everything 100%. All of his bills. He doesn't have to pay a dime for any kind of medical procedure, therapy, surgery, nothing. And that's the way it's supposed to work. Okay? But just think, if he had not had that, or if he had made the wrong choice and got the wrong plans, it could have cost him tens of thousands of dollars. That's the importance of making sure that you do the right thing, okay? And make sure you understand how this works. And that's what we're here to help you do that, okay? Part A, B, C, and D, our purpose is to help you understand so you can make wiser decisions, effective decisions concerning your health.
Oh, that's red, white, and blue card. I have one
Yes,
of
ma'am.
those.
Yes, ma'am. And we do offer a personal session, okay, a complimentary session to answer your specific questions, to help you make those good decisions for your family and yourself. And this is the way most people feel about Medicare, right? They don't know what to do. They're not sure what to say. They're not sure, you know, what is Part A, Part B, Part C, Part D. You get all these letters and all these numbers, and it gets confusing, okay? You know, Medicare, not all they do is send you a book. How many of you read this book from cover to cover? Never had anybody? You did? You're the first one in a long time that's ever told me that. Most people never read it, and if they do read it, they get about halfway through and say, man, I can't figure this stuff out.
Front row and back row.
There you go. That's cover to cover.
He covered the cover.
But seriously, you know, it's Medicare, that's all it is, they just send you a book. And they put commercials on TV and they send you stuff in the mail. So you gotta figure it out. People are confused, they're lost, they're unclear, they're not sure what to do. And you know, again, if you make a wrong decision in this area, especially if you're gonna live as a senior adult, 10, 15, 20, 25 years in those later years of life, if you get it wrong, it can cost you a lot of money over that time period. So we want to clear up all this confusion. This is another picture that illustrates as well. It's like you're entering into a maze. You're not sure where to go, what turn to make, okay? Now, so let's talk about it. And look, be careful where you get your information from about Medicare. Same thing with Social Security and retirement, because if you go to Google, I did this last night, and you type in the word Medicare, you get 860,000 results. Now, there's no way in the world you're going to be able to figure out what's what by trying to figure it out. It'll take a lifetime to go through all of it. Sometimes we get advice from our friends and our co-workers, and that's fine, nothing wrong with that, but their situation may not be your situation. So what they did may not apply to you, so you got to be careful there. Even advisors like myself and other professors, not everybody deals with Medicare. Some do, some don't. Now, the only thing that I don't do, I do all of this, Medicare, Social Security, retirement, income plan, and all that. The only thing I don't do is I don't do car insurance, and I don't do house insurance. So if you got P&C, property and casualty questions, I can't answer them, okay? I don't do like that. So but you got to make sure, too, when you get your information, is your information correct. Because, see, in the Medicare space, it changes all the time. Every year, things change. Is it accurate? And is it specific to you and your situation? Here's your choices. When you're getting on Medicare, or if you're already on Medicare, you can make these choices annually sometimes, depending on your situation. You have original Medicare, that's Part A and Part B, okay? Part A is hospital coverage. We'll talk more about that. Part B is coverage at the doctor, urgent care, things like that. You have Part C Medicare, which is Medicare Advantage at the bottom, that's Part C. And you've got Part D coverage, which is prescription coverage, okay? How many of y'all are on Medicare Advantage plan, those of you that are on Medicare? Okay, 1, 2. Anybody on the Medicare supplement? 1, okay, you got a drug plan with yours? Okay, so Medicare supplement and drug plan. Those are separate things you have to get if you go that route. Medicare Advantage, a lot of times they come bundled together, okay, it's one package. And then the Medicare Advantage plan can be HMO. or a PPO. The difference is an HMO is a very restricted network. You gotta stay in the network of doctors and hospitals. If you go outside that network, they won't pay years, but they won't pay at all. A PPO gives you a little bit more freedom to go out some and get more of the bills covered, okay? And they're all different, there's various different combinations of it. When you enroll for Medicare, well, you first enroll, Parts A and B, you enroll 3 months before you turn 65. That's just normal. It's not disability. It's just normal getting on Medicare for the first time. And the month of and 3 months after. Enrollment in Part A is automatic if you're receiving Social Security benefits. Okay. Now, some of you are past this, so this is kind of old hat to you. If you file late, okay, for Part A, there's no penalties. But if you file late for Part B, then you can pay 10% per year that you filed late. And that's a lifetime penalty. In other words, if you don't do it right when you're supposed to, you can pay an extra 10% for your Part B premium for the rest of your life. They don't take those penalties away. Okay? But some of you are past that. So again, let's get deeper in. Part A is hospital insurance, okay? Part B is medical insurance. But there are some gaps in the coverage. Part A, the hospital coverage, is 80% coverage. It only pays, Medicare on Part A only pays 80% of the hospital, okay? Plus, so that means that 20% falls on you, okay? It also has a large deductible at the hospital for a one-night stay in the hospital. If you just got Medicare, Part A and Part B, that's all you had, you'll pay $1,676 deductible for a one-night stay. And that deductible is not, we'll look at that in a minute, that deductible is not a one-time deductible. That's a deductible that if you're in the hospital this month for something and you have to stay overnight, you pay it. Then a month later, you have something else happen to you in the hospital again, you pay the deductible again. As many times as you're in the hospital, unless it's very closely related or with a very close time frame, they might waive it the second time. But you could pay this deductible 3 or 4 or 5 times a year depending on the health situation. Okay, that's a lot of money. Okay, if you just got Medicare Part A only, or just Part A and Part B. Part B is medical insurance. We'll talk about the gaps there as we come to it. What does Part A cover? Inpatient hospital care, hospice, some skilled nursing care, and home health care. That's Part A. Okay, that's in the hospital itself, in the facility. It's nothing at home unless it's hospice and it's home health care. That's benefits exactly Part A pays for. Now, if you go in the hospital, and I should have changed that date to 2025. I apologize. I skipped that. I didn't see it. But if you go in the hospital today, and all you have is Medicare Part A, and you stay up to 60 days, the only thing you're out of pocket is that $1,676 deductible. Okay, if you do. Now, if you stay past 60 days, now 60 plus days in the hospital is a long time to be in the hospital. It's my opinion that if you stay in there 60 days, the food's going to kill you probably. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. That's a silly joke. But you start, Medicare stops paying after day 60. Day 61 through 90, you got to pay $419 a day as a copay. And then those copayments increase 91 days, going 50 days and 150 days at all costs. Okay, so the point is I'm trying to make is this. If a person just has Medicare A and Medicare B, that's all they have, they can still be out of pocket a whole lot of money if they have to go to the hospital especially. Part A also is skilled nursing. The first 20 days, Medicare Part A doesn't cover anything on skilled nursing. Now what that is like rehab, okay? You break a hip, or you mess your knee up, have knee surgery, and you go through therapy. That's the part of the hospital that considers skilled nursing. Part A Medicare doesn't pay that. Part B Medicare pays that for 20 days. Okay? Part A Medicare doesn't pick up until day 21. Okay? It'll pay that after that. And then we'll pay all costs after 100 days. All right. Part B covers. Let's talk about that. Remember, Part A is hospital. Part B is doctor's office, clinics, urgent care, things like that. It pays for medical services and supplies as well. Medicare A and B does not pay for dental insurance, dental coverage, vision, or prescription drugs. Those are separate things. If a person wants dental coverage, if they want vision coverage, okay, if they want prescription drug coverage, and they've got Medicare Part A and Part B, they've got to get separate plans, okay? Separate plans. We'll talk about how to do that, if that's a need, okay? Now, Part B is $185 a month premium for Part B coverage. In other words, out of your Social Security check, Part A is free normally, because you've worked your years of working, so you've paid in some Medicare taxes all these years, so Part A is taken care of. But Part B you pay for out of your Social Security check. Okay? And if you don't draw a Social Security check yet, and you want to start your Part A and Part B, they will bill you for the Part B. Every 3 months they'll send you a bill, a quarterly bill, 3 times $185, okay, which is $555. You got to send them every quarter if you're not drawing Social Security. Now, you may not even realize it. If you're already on Social Security, you may not even know that you're paying this premium. It's coming out of your check. Off the top, you may probably never do it, just got your check and started getting your check. Okay?
Not necessarily, because I have Medicare Extra Help,
Well,
so they pay for
that's
my
a special
premium.
situation. If you get extra help based on income, okay, certain needs, some of this stuff can be refunded too. That's a good point. Thank you for saying that. Okay? So Part B, that premium, you also have a Part B deductible. Now remember, the Part A deductible is $1,676 for a one-night stay in the hospital. You can get paid 2 or 3 or 4 times a year depending on your health. Part B is a once-a-year deductible. Once a year, at the doctor's office, you pay $257. Okay? And by the way, all these deductibles that we looked at so far, they increase every year. They go up every year. Premiums go up, deductibles go up, co-payments go up. They all go up every single year. And that's just the way insurance works, unfortunately. Okay? All right, let's go to the next one. Let's review, because really A and B is all said right here. It says Medicare is an 80-20 plan. If you've got Part A and Part B. Part A is hospital, 80% coverage, and you have a $1,676 deductible for each occurrence that you're in the hospital. Part B is doctor visits, outpatient care, it's 80% coverage as well. You got a $257 deductible once a year. And again, if it only pays 80%, that means you have to pay 20% plus the deductibles, okay? And then Medicare A and B does not cover dental, vision, or prescription drugs. And a Medigap plan is required to cover the 20%. That's one option we have. A Medigap plan, that's a Medicare supplement. We'll talk about those next, okay? So how do you take care of the 20% if you just got Medicare A and Medicare Part B? Because, listen, you go in the hospital today, we, especially if you got surgery, what could 20% of the hospital bill be? What if you have a $100,000 surgery? That's $20,000 you'll owe. If you just got A and B Medicare, you have something to take care of that 20%. In the hospital, you have some Medicare supplement. Now, and today, you have 2 choices as far as plans go. You have a Plan G or a Plan N. That's the only 2 choices that you have right now. There used to be a plan called Plan F. But on January the 1st, 2020, the government took that plan off the table for anybody getting on Medicare for the first time. They got rid of that plan. So for 5 years now, that plan has not been available for anybody that's turning 65 since 2020, okay? Again, what does the supplement do? Well, it pays the 20% coverage on Part A and Part B. So Medicare Part A is paying 80%, Part B is paying 80%, and the supplement pays 20%, and 20% the doctor, all your bills are covered, right? 100%. It also pays the deductible, the big one, the $1,676 deductible, supplement does. So you could be in the hospital 5 times in a year, 5 different surgeries, and you wouldn't be out of dime at all. 0 money. Many years ago, my father-in-law, my wife's dad, who's in heaven now, had to have knee surgery. He just turned 65 and got on his Medicare and got a supplement. Of course, he got his favorite son-in-law, me. Okay? He got it with me, seriously. But he went to the hospital, did the surgery. He looked at the bill, it was way over $100,000 to have that knee replacement. He didn't pay a cent, nothing. Folks, that's a good feeling. When you get that bill or you get that